Well, good morning. Happy Saturday. Uh, Today, this session is our training session, and Maryann was graciously said yes to start off our training session, and then I will pick up right after her. But I just want to thank everybody who comes on now and whoever listens to the recording for believing in what I have been doing, for standing with me. It has been an amazing week, and I'm just filled with joy. I really am filled with joy this morning. So, bef before I turn it over to Maryann, I am actually going to share with you a little bit about who this beautiful lady is. Dr. Maryann Rivera-Dannert. Yes, she didn't put the doctor in there, but it's okay. Dr. Maryann Rivera-Dannert, recognized as a guiding force. Dr. Maryann Rivera-Dannert is the courage, inspiring advocate every woman can rely on. Facing various challenges growing up, Dr. Maryann learned to rise above adversity, harnessing inner strength to realize her worth as a woman. Despite facing hardships, she refused to let her past dictate her future. Dr. Maryann is a certified life coach holding an MS in leadership and a BS in organizational management. She's also an author with 13 published anthologies, including 2 as a visionary author and 3 journals. Her insights have been featured in numerous publications, and she's the dynamic host and creator of the Fearless Fridays with Maryann podcast, dedicated to empowering women to thrive as they live their best lives. Currently residing in Rochester, New York, Dr. Maryann has called Florida and Texas home before returning to her roots. She is married, has 3 adult children, and 3 beautiful granddaughters. Connect with her at www.maryanrivera-dannert.com. Dr. Maryann, thank you so much for doing this session. I so appreciate you.
Thank you. And thank you for trusting me and for having me a part of your vision.
Yes, ma'am. So at this time, I'm going to mute and you can take it away.
All right. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this. Good morning, Michelle. Thank you for being here live with us this morning. So, what am I going to be talking to you about? I am going to be speaking to you about entrepreneurial excellence. And why is that even important? And what exactly does that all mean? So, entrepreneurial excellence is important because did you know that according to a Google search that anyone can do, during the first year of business, about 20% of small businesses fail. That number increases to 30% during year 2, and it goes higher to 37.9 by year 3, and it almost triples to 90% within the first 5 years that a business will fail. 90%. So what exactly does that all mean to you? It means that if you do not have certain things in process, if you do not have certain things set up already, that there is unfortunately a high possibility that your business would also fail. So we are going to start off by talking about setting a strong foundation for entrepreneurial excellence. So it's important that you start out by developing a growth mindset. Make sure that your mindset is right. Make sure that your vision is strong for what it is that you want to accomplish and do in your business. Set some milestones, markers along your journey. Where do you want your business to be in 6 months, in 1 year, 3, 5, 10 years? And make sure that you often check into that journey. Make sure that you check in quarterly, that you check in annually to make sure that what you hoped to accomplish, you're aligned with that. And also, it's not just about your business as far as finances, but what exactly are you tracking? Finances, yes, is important, but Are you serving clients? Are you providing a product? Are you doing things in person? What exactly is it that you hope to accomplish within your business? And make sure that your vision is strong. Craft a clear and compelling vision. And what exactly does that mean? Use a vision board. Craft out what it is that you want to see in your business. Is your business just providing one type of service? Do you eventually hope to grow into different arenas that have like different branches? Are you a speaker? Are you a coach? Are you doing both? Um, Different things like that. Also, make sure that your vision is done, because this is going to be your guide. This is going to be your ultimate why. So for example, in my business, and I still have it here with me. I did this probably about 10 years ago. I printed it out. Depending on exactly what I'm doing, where I'm at in my business, it changes a little bit, but my overall vision is the same. The mission changes a little bit, and we'll get to that soon. But my vision is to see women worldwide live a fearless, free, and fabulous life. So everything that I do, which is the mission, is going to guide me towards achieving my vision. So make sure that your vision is very clear. When it comes to having your core values, so identify what your core values are, not just in your personal life, but also in your business. What are your values? And if you're not sure what exactly that means, as far as, communication, integrity, humor, freedom, success, what else is there? Happiness, joy, growth, different words like that. Those are all values. You can start out with a list of random 100. And from that 100, give yourself, I would say, no more than 5 minutes, and narrow that list of 100 values down to 25. From that 25, then give yourself 3 minutes to narrow down that list from 25 to 15. Then give yourself 60 minutes and narrow that list from 15 to 5. From that 5, list your top 3 values. These might change in order from 1 to 3. They might change over time as far as order, and maybe even within your first 5 values, things will adjust. However, everything that you do in your business, everything that you do in your personal life should be in alignment with your values. And why do I say that? Because like that, you will make sure, and you're ensuring that you are sticking to staying focused, that you are staying in your lane, that you are not, it's like somebody says, oh, there's a squirrel, and you're following the squirrel, and you're following different random things that are going to derail you and take you away from your vision. So for me and my business and in my life, when it comes to my values, my top 3 are freedom, community, and happiness. If things don't align with those, if anything, events, opportunities, if they don't lead to community, if they don't lead towards my freedom, and at the end create happiness, is a no for me. And I don't apologize. It's a no. So when you are clear in your values, when you are strong in your values, and also setting boundaries, you don't apologize for things that don't align with what your passion is. And you don't get sidetracked by doing things and getting involved in things and ventures that don't align with who you truly are and what you want in your life. Make sure that your vision statement is strong. In your vision statement, this is how you're going to reach your vision. And again, remember, your vision is your overarching goal and your plan. Your mission is going to be your roadmap to get you to achieve that vision. So for me, my mission is to equip women with strategies to silence their insecurities, build healthy boundaries as they fearlessly pursue the life and career of their dreams. And when they do that, what are they going to ultimately achieve? Living a fearless, free, and fabulous life. So you see how your mission and your vision go, hand in hand. And there's some research, and there's some individuals that believe that your mission should come first. There's others that believe that your vision should come first. I personally say that your vision should come first because your vision is kind of like that little point in the map. How do you know how you're going to get to that point if you don't know where you're going? So I think that starting with your vision is key, and and then you start creating your mission statement that will get you to your vision. Next, we're going to now talk about equipping yourself for growth. So we're going to talk about strategic planning. The first thing that you need to do is set SMART goals. And if you have not heard what SMART stands for, it's an acronym, and it stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. You can't say something, I mean, you can, but it's not going to be something that's going to actually be achievable, that you want to make $1 million in your first 12 months of business. I want to do that too. But how are you going to do that? So yes, $1 million is specific and it is time bound because you said, 12 months. But how are you going to get there? What steps are you going to take? Make sure that you set those quarterly markers to check in. Are you on track? Do you need to make adjustments if you're not on track? If you are on track, what's working? And continue doing those things so you can continue to be successful. Make sure that your goal is achievable. If you're just starting out, is it really realistic for you to make $1 million in the first 12 months? I mean, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, depending on what type of business you are creating, what your marketing looks like, who your client base is, which we'll get there. And again, make sure that it is relevant and make sure that it is time bound. And this will, again, just continue guiding you on your roadmap towards growth. When it comes to resources, make sure that you have a strong planning and budgeting system. When it comes to budgets, I will be truly transparent with you all. I have been doing business for probably about 15 years now. And it's been recently, within the last 6 months, that I actually finally had a business account. Because here's the truth of it is, and I'm just going to keep it 100% real with you all, because I think sometimes we get wrapped up in seeing people on social media who are living this huge glamorous life, but they don't talk about the real issues. And sometimes some will, some won't. If you are someone that has not done the work beforehand and you just dive in, as I have, it's kind of hard to separate, what's what, because you're kind of like robbing Peter to pay Paul, you're robbing Sally to pay Sue, and so forth. You know what I'm talking about. When that bill needs to be paid, and you know that it's your light bill, for example, but you don't have any funds in your personal account, but you have it in your business account. You kind of start borrowing money from that account to do things in your personal life. So you're not really separating the two. So make sure that you keep your business money aside from your personal money. So like that, you can track your growth, you can see where you're going and see where changes and adjustments need to be made. They're different, so make sure that you're also leveraging technology tools and budgeting tools, apps like QuickBooks. Make sure that you connect with the chamber of, your local chamber of commerce, which they will have resources for small businesses, small business associations, and then tap into experts, tap into those individuals within your community and within your network that are experts in different areas that you can pull in information from. And then just like you're here today, this morning, or if you're watching the replay, it might be the afternoon or the evening, you're feeding yourself with information so you can learn and you can grow to make sure that you stay up to date on things that are happening in the industry and that you stay in tune with what needs to get done. The next thing we're going to talk about is strategies, for sales and understanding your target audience and some marketing techniques. So it's important whether you are, again, an entrepreneur, everyone is here is an entrepreneur, but whether you're getting into real estate, coaching, a cleaning business, a financial business, whatever type of business it is that you are getting involved in or already involved in, is make sure that you have a clear vision as to who you are serving. Who is your target audience? Because you cannot and you will not be able to sell or work or benefit everyone. We all want to hope and wish that we could do that, but realistically, it's not going to happen. So make sure that you are very clear on who your avatar is. That's what they're called, avatar. Who is your ideal client? Is it a man? Is it a woman? Binary? Non-binary? Does it matter? It kind of does. Make sure that you are very clear on that. What is the age range of your ideal client? What is the race? Where do they shop at? What do they drink? What do they eat? What do they read? What kind of car, do they drive? And these things matter because, for example, if your ideal client shops at Goodwill, Salvation Army, you could look at this as two ways. One, they could be very frugal and mindful of their finances, or they could be lacking in finances. So is your ideal, budget, not budget, but your pricing point, is it going to be $500 or is it going to be $50? And then again, this is important because you need to attract the right people. And I will say something really quick when it comes to when you're creating your pricing point. Sometimes because I have been very guilty of this, you want to set your prices low because you want to attract business. But the thing is, are you attracting the right business? So my experience and my personal opinion is now you decide what it is that you want your price to be and you stick to that. You stick to that right out of the gate because you are setting the precedence right from the beginning. If 90 days in, 6 months in, 2 years in, you decide to do a quick sale or something like that, then that's different. But be mindful because people pay for quality. And if you start lowballing, you might attract individuals that you're really not looking to attract. So make sure that you're very clear on that. And going back to your ideal client, make sure that you give this person a name. Who is your avatar? And when you're creating things, when there are moments, because there are going to be moments, and we'll talk about this a little deeper in a minute, that you are going to start doubting yourself. Tap into your avatar. So let's say her name is Jasmine. You know, Jasmine, what is it that she needs? What is it that she wants? What is it that you can provide Jasmine? And that will help you refocus and get back on track. So make sure that your avatar is clear. Make sure that your ideal clients, that you are very clear on who they are, where they shop, what they drink, what they eat, and start hanging out in these places. So like that, you can start attracting these individuals because you never know when opportunity will knock. When it comes to marketing and social media, there are so many things when it comes to social media. There are, obviously, we know the basics. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's X, aka Twitter. There's, some people use Snapchat, there's TikTok. There's so many of them. Do you need to be in all of them? Again, it depends on what your business is. It depends on what who your avatar is / ideal client, because your ideal client might not hang out on TikTok, but they're all over on LinkedIn. So are you on LinkedIn? Are you active on LinkedIn? Again, your avatar might be hanging out on Facebook and not LinkedIn. So again, when you are clear on who your ideal client is, that will ensure that you know and that you are active in whatever social media outlet your ideal client will potentially be. There are some obstacles that comes along with being an entrepreneur, and they're all different. Some of these obstacles that causes, especially that we talked when we first opened up, I talked about, how many small businesses fail within the first 5 years. And that can be because they're not clear, again, on their vision and their mission. They're not clear on who their ideal client is. They're not clear on their price point. They don't have their finances in order. They haven't done the proper research. So make sure that you have these things in alignment and they are done beforehand before you jump in, to ensure that you are safeguarded against overcome the possibility of having your business fail. And when you do face challenges, because they will come, there will be days, there will be months, there will be weeks, there might be even years that you may not have a sale. What are you going to do? Are you going to just throw in the towel and say, okay, I failed, this didn't work out, I'm moving on to the next thing? Or are you going to tap into your vision? Are you going to tap into your mission, to your ideal client list, to your avatar, and refocus? See why things are not working. Reach out. Make sure that you are connected to mentors and that you have a coach. Every coach should have a coach and also a mentor. And have conversations with these individuals. Make sure that you surround yourself, have a personal board of directors, and these are individuals that have different roles in your life and in your business, that you can glean some insights and some advice from, and when things are not working. Because again, there will be those moments, and it's important that if you are clear on what your mission is, if you are very clear on what your mission is, why did you decide to open up a business? Is it because you just want to be the first millionaire in your family? Or is it because you want to leave a legacy to those that come behind you? It could be a combination of both. But again, if you're not clear on your why, you will fail. So make sure that you are protecting yourself against being a statistic on the side of failure, and that you are safeguarding yourself so you can have a successful business. So we talked a little bit about overcoming an obstacle, and I will start to wrap up and talk about self-care. Self-care, self-care, self-care. Self-care is very important, and self-care means what it means to you. How do you define self-care? Is it spending a day at the spa? Is it having your hair done every 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Is it having a mani-pedi, every other week? Is it taking a 2-week vacation to some remote island and just enjoying the sound of nature? Or is it just shutting your eyes and having an interrupted nap for 30 minutes? Is it taking a walk and just, getting some fresh air in your lungs? Don't compare what other people do in their self-care practice to what you decide to do. Self-care is defined right there in the word self. So it's about you, taking care of you. So however you define self-care, whatever self-care means to you, make sure that you are doing it and doing it often. Now, I will say that, like myself, if self-care is all about going to a nearby island and just unplugging for a week or something like that, make sure that you have more budget-friendly self-care activities in your, back pocket, so you can do these things every single day. Self-care should be something that you are doing every single day. So for me, every single morning when I get up, because I use my phone for my alarm, but lately I have been waking up without my alarm. So I'm super excited and proud about that. But what do? I read my devotional. I read my Bible verse. I say my prayer. And then I get up, I do a couple of stretches. And then I, get out of bed and start, take a shower and all that stuff, getting dressed and things like that. In the evening, because I do have a regular, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 job, I need to unwind 15 or 30 minutes before I can just walk through the door and kind of like shift into my second job, which is being, a wife, being a mother, and also being an entrepreneur. So I have to make that mental shift and physical shift for myself. So that's something that I have learned over time. So make sure that you have a plan, and make sure that if you are someone that, has a significant other, or that you have children that live in the home, that you have these conversations with them. Because if there's no separation, if you just want to go off and do things on your own and you're keeping those in the household, to the side, it kind of like can create some friction. So make sure that you are having conversations with these individuals that you live with as to, this is what I need, this is the reason why I need it, and this is how you can help me. So just to quickly recap, make sure that you have a strong mindset, that you have your mission and vision clear when it comes to your business. Make sure that your why, your core values are in alignment with what it is that you desire to achieve. Make sure that you have set SMART goals. Make sure that you are leveraging those technology, and financial tools to help you succeed. Make sure that you are clear on who you are, your ideal audience, your ideal client is. Make sure that you have a strong support system with you so you can bounce ideas off of, and make sure that you are practicing self-care, because you are a priority, your business is a priority, and overall, you matter. And I will open it up for any questions. And Stacy, you can come back on.
Wow, awesome. This was good. This was good. And their comments in the chat. Let's see. Of course, Michelle had to, let's see. Early days, my avatar name.
Deborah.
I'm sorry. Deborah. Only Michelle would come up with something
I'm
like
sorry,
that.
it was Debra. Debra.
Oh, okay.
She's a real person. It was named after a real person.
Deborah. And then she said, I love this, Maryann, really good. You are covering the bases. Keandra said, I love going back to the basics to make sure I'm still in alignment. This is good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see. I think another message came in. Dr. Nadia said, great training. Awesome, awesome,
Thank you.
awesome. Any questions, anyone? Any questions for Dr. Maryann? Any questions?
I love questions, so ask.
Yes.
I love questions.
Any questions? It has been really a quiet group, but it's okay. But so you have no questions? Okay, so Dr. Maryann, at this time, what I'm going to have you do is, I do not know if you have a package or anything you want to share with the audience. If you have any package or something that in terms of like your coaching, anything like that, you can share with them now.
Okay, sure. Thank you. So, as Stacey has shared, in my intro, I am a certified life coach and also a leadership coach. I have my podcast, Fearless Fridays with Maryann, which comes on every Friday at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not up at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's just when it's released. It's on over 25 different platforms, so make sure that you connect with me on that. I also recently launched a magazine, which is called Fabulousness Unleashed, and I will put my website in the chat, which is MaryannRivera-Dannert.com, no hyphen. I do have a current 3 coaching packages. There's a 3-month, 6-month, and a 12-month. If anybody is interested in connecting, or if you're interested in being a guest on the podcast, or information about the magazine, I would love to connect. And if there's no question, oh yes, Michelle, you have a question.
Is it okay if I say it?
Yes.
Okay. How do you maintain excellence when you are scaling your business?
Great question. I would say, again, when you are clear on what your values are and what your mission is, everything should be in alignment. So if you feel that you are getting involved in things that, or straying down, lanes, paths that don't align with what you are doing, it's your business. So you have the right to say yes to whatever it is that you want to say yes to, and say no to things that you want to say no to. So for example, like I just mentioned, I have a podcast. And my podcast is all about having real life conversations with individuals that have overcome or are overcoming different types of traumas, obstacles, adversities in life, so they can heal their inner child. So the listener, as they're listening to the different stories and the different things that, the guests have overcome, they start to do the work. And individuals that are providing tips and guidance and advice, so the listener can start to take action. I have had several individuals reach out to me to be a guest on the podcast. And the first thing that I was asked individuals is, what is your website, your social media handles, and I will check the person out. And if they are into things that does not align with who I am as an individual and what my business stands for, I just clearly just say, I don't see where the alignment is right now with who I serve and what my business is for. So it's not a good fit. Thank you for your interest, but for right now, we're going to pass. And I don't make any apologies for that. So make sure that when it comes to your business and maintaining excellence, that you are sticking to your values. Stick to your values, your values, your values. Everything that you do should be in alignment with your values, who you stand for as an individual, who you stand for as a business person. And because you are who you are, Michelle should be the same Michelle in business and in your personal life. There shouldn't be this huge gap that you are one person, when you're at work or when you're in business mode, and you're a completely different person when you're in your personal mode. There should still be some, alignment. There should be some crossovers, because you, at the end of the day, you are the business.
Thank you. I have one other question.
Yeah.
What are some practical tips for uh, cultivating growth mindset? Because you mentioned growth mindset earlier.
Yeah. So I would say that some of those tips would be: surround yourself with like-minded people, whether it's networking, whether it's support groups. Read and make sure that you are also reading. Make sure that what you are fueling yourself with, when it comes to pouring into your cup, when you're filling your cup, that these are things that are going to help you and, move the needle to make progress. Make sure that you, for example, if you are someone that is looking to, that you are in the health and wellness, arena, that you're a health and wellness coach, you don't want to be hanging out till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, binge drinking and hanging out at nightclubs, because where's the alignment in that? There's no alignment in that. There's no growth in that. You are totally out of, sync with who you are trying to serve and what you're trying to accomplish in life. So make sure that you are reading, make sure that you are taking care of all the pillars in your life. And the reason why I mentioned pillars is because it kind of just reminds me of my magazine. So for me, health and wellness is important. Your spiritual life is important. Physical life, which again, it goes to health and wellness. Your mental health is important. And again, self-care. So when these different things are in alignment, when you're taking care of yourself from the outside in, from the inside out, both ways, it'll help you stay clear, and it'll help you continue making positive changes and movement in your life and in your business.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Any comments? Okay, Dr. Maryann, thank you so, so much for this. This was amazing.
You're
You
welcome.
shared so much information, nuggets, tips that we all can actually use. As I think it was Michelle and Keandra said, it's good to go back to the basics, and you shared that because in business we are always on the go, and we forget about the little things that we should be doing which will help us to propel us into growth as well as our business and continue growing. So thank you so much for this. Thank you for taking your Saturday morning and coming on and speaking to the ladies and doing this training. I so appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And please remember, everyone, to connect with Dr. Maryann. She has put the podcast link in the chat. She has also put her link in the chat, her website link in the chat. So guess what? I'm next. But I'm going to stop the recording, give you 2 minutes to just, if you have to get up, grab a glass of water, and just leave your Zoom link on. But I will give you 2 minutes so I can switch gears from Dr. Maryann and get situated. So in 2 minutes, I know I said 10 o'clock, but I'm just going to go in 2 minutes. We're going to get started. I have to. Okay, Keandra, but thank you so much for joining, for coming on. I so appreciate you. The recording will be in the group. All right, so let me stop this recording right now. Hold on one second.